Okay, has it started recording? Okay. Okay. So first, today, as we usual start, we will divide the session into three parts. The first part is devoted to grammar. The second part is devoted to vocabulary, and the third to a story related to a proverb or an idiom. Okay. Last time we started, or the last sessions we started the same way, and today we're going to continue talking about these issues. Number one, today we're going to talk about tense, and I have noticed, I'm talking about tense because I have noticed that most of you have problems distinguishing tenses from one another, and when I ask you about what the tense of a sentence is, most of you get confused. So today we're going to talk about tense and tense aspect and mood of sentences in English. Now, tense is, before talking about tense, because some people, when I ask them about the tense, for example, what is the tense of I knew Ali? What is the tense? Or what is the tense of I met Ali last year in Abha, for example? This is an example. Okay, what is the tense here?
Past.
Yes. This is past what? This is past simple, right? This is the tense. And what is the time? Time is last year. So it is very important to distinguish between tense and time. They are not the same, because some people think that, some people probably wanted to say that the tense is last year, but this is the time, which is usually realized in the form of an adverb of time. Okay? So there is a difference between tense and time. So if we, let me make things clear. So this is time. Okay, this is tense, so that if you want to compare them later. So time, we say, is universal. Okay, it is the same, is found in all languages. Okay, so it is universal. So the past in English is the same as past in Arabic, right? And the past in Japanese is the same as past in any other language. So time is universal, and it has nothing to do with linguistic science. So it is non-linguistic concept. Okay? It is non-linguistic concept. Clear? And it is usually divided into past, present, and future. So usually we have three divisions of the time: past, present, and future. Okay? Now, what is tense then? Tense is the relationship, okay? It's the relationship which holds between the form of the verb, the form of time. So it is the relationship between the form of the verb, which is here, for example, met, and last year. So tense is not an independent concept, because it has to take into account both the form of the verb, this is one, and the concept of time. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, If you want to talk about also aspect, aspect is also important, and a lot of people get confused when they are asked about the aspect. Aspect actually has to do with the manner, with the manner in which the verbal action is experienced. Okay, so what is meant by aspect, or what is meant by the manner in which the verb has been done? For example, is this action completed or is still in progress? If completed, then it is past simple. If it is in progress in the past, then it is past continuous, right? So that's why here under aspect, we have progressive and we have perfective, right? Clear?
Yes,
Okay?
doctor. Yes.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Okay. We also have another thing. We have mood. Do you know mood? Mood is not mazaj in this context. When we talk about grammar, it is not mazaj. But it has to do with talking about certain conditions related to the verbal action. Like, for example, do we have obligation? Do we have possibility? Do we have necessity, etc.? Okay, so all these come under what we call mood. Okay, clear?
Clear, doctor.
Okay, so we have four different things which you need to keep in mind when we talk about grammar: time, tense, mood, and aspect. Okay, so usually in aspect we have progressive, which is the same as continuous. And keep in mind, as usual, when we talk about progressive, then we're talking about ing form. And when we talk about perfective, then we are talking about past participle, or what we call verb 3. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, that's good. So now if I want to move to talk about something different, okay? Um, Today I'm happy with creating tables. Okay. Okay, so we have simple and we have complex. We are not talking about sentences here because we have simple and complex and compound sentences, but here we're talking about the relationship between tense and aspect. Okay, so if you understand this very well, your view of grammar will be different in an easy way. You will be looking at grammar from a corner of easy understanding and profound understanding of grammar. Okay? So simple, we have present and we have past. Okay, so here we're talking about tense, right? The complex has to do with aspect. Why? For example, we have progressive and we said that progressive is the same as continuous. Okay, and that could be either past or present continuous. So if it is present progressive or present continuous, we have, for example, I'm writing. If we're talking about past progressive or past continuous, then was writing. This is just an example. Okay? Is that fine? Okay? طيب.
Okay, doctor.
Then we have the perfective. Okay? If we're talking about the present, if we're talking about present perfect, present perfect, then we're talking about has or have written. Right? Has or have written. If we're talking about past perfect, then we're talking about I want to. What about if I want to make some coupling, عملية مزاوجة بين progressive and perfect. So we have perfect, progressive,
Pardon,
perfect, progressive.
doctor? You stop sharing.
Yes.
You stop sharing.
متى حدث ذلك?
Right now.
Now.
Okay, great. Thank you for bringing this to my immediate attention. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have carried out a process of coupling, which is combining perfect and progressive. So two aspects together, okay, in addition to the simple tense, whether it is present or past. Okay, so once, if we want to talk about present perfect progressive, okay, we say have been writing. And if we want to talk about past perfect progressive, then we say had been writing. So at least now I want you to get accustomed to the form of these verbal groups. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Sure? Okay. Any question up to this point? Any question? Yes? Any question?
No, doctor.
Okay. Now, if you today I'm going just to talk about special uses of present tense. Present tense. Okay, the first one is called timeless. What is the meaning of timeless here? Actually, here when we talk about timeless, okay, so here in present tense we have actually three types of present tense in usage. First, we have timeless. Okay, and when we talk about timeless, then we express timeless sentences by using present simple. I know I'm dealing with tenses in a different way than the way it is usually explained in grammar books, but I try to be a bit more deeper into the content because you are specialized in translation, right? So I want you to want to provide you with a profound, with more meaning, with deeper meaning of these concepts. Okay. So, for example, if I say I write with a special red pen, for example, when I sign my name. Actually, here it means that we have always, even if it is not mentioned. How do you understand this? From using the present simple. It means you always sign your name by writing with a special red pen. Okay? So we call this timeless because you always do that. Okay? You always do that. Okay?
Okay.
Clear? Also, timeless present, I call this timeless present, is used also to refer to universal truths or universal statements. Like what? It means we talk about things which do not change. Like, for example, the sun rises. تشرق الشمس وين؟ من الشرق, in the east, right?
Yes, right.
And sets وتغرب in the west. هذه حقيقة تتغير ولا لا؟
No, it can't be.
متى؟
Until
متى
the
تتغير؟
doomsday.
Okay, so when we have the doomsday, يوم القيامة هذه تتغير. But as long as we are living, this doesn't change, right? The same as, for example, spiders have 8 legs. This is also a universal truth, a universal statement. That's why we express universal truths or timeless present by using present simple tense. So this is the first usage. Okay? Right?
Okay, doctor. Yes.
Okay. Usage number two is called limited. Limited present, and we usually express it by using present progressive. So we call it limited because it doesn't stay for a long time and it doesn't always happen. It happens only at a certain moment. Okay? For example, I am writing with a green pen this time. شو معنى هذا الكلام؟ استخدام البريزنت كونتينوس في هذا السياق ليس بالضرورة معناه أنه أنا أكتب في هذه اللحظة فقط، لا. هذا معناه أني أنا الآن في هذه الفترة ربما تستمر 5 سنين. ليش؟ لأنه أنا دائما عادتي كنت أني أستخدم قلم أحمر. That's why I express this by using present simple. لكن لأني فقدت هذا القلم الأحمر ولم أشتري قلما أحمر جديد, so I'm writing with a green pen. Okay? Clear? You see how what it means? واضح؟ So here نحط لي هون بين قوسين because I have mislaid my ordinary red pen. أضعته ربما أو ما وجدته. That's why I'm writing. So here I use present continuous. فخلافا للعرف السائد عند الجميع انه present progressive is only used to talk about an action which is going on at the moment of speaking. يجوز استخدام present continuous when we are talking about an action which is not the ordinary action, and when this is temporary. This is not the permanent status. Okay? Clear? مثلا I live in Nizwa. But at present, I am living in صور مثلا. واضح؟ I am living in صور. شو معنى I am living in صور؟ إني في هذه اللحظة لا، ربما صار لي فترة سنة كاملة ساكن في صور بسبب مثلا برمم بيتي، أو ربما بيتي احترق أو ما شابه، فأنا هذه الفترة ساكن في صور لفترة مؤقتة، ومع ذلك نستخدم present continuous. بالمناسبة صور وين موجودة صور؟
شمال
الشرقية.
في الشرقية صح؟
نعم.
طيب تكتب بهالشكل صح؟ right. هذه in eastern عمان، في شرق عمان، لكن في عنا أيضا صور أخرى في لبنان، لكن ما تكتب بهالشكل، تكتب بهالشكل اللي هي in Lebanon. إذا صور لبنان، منطقة صور في لبنان اسمها تاير، لكن صور في عمان تكتب بهالشكل SUR، رغم أنه هناك بعض التكهنات أنه هم نفس الأشخاص اللي بنوا صور في لبنان هم نفسهم اللي بنوا صور في عمان، اللي هم الفينيقيين. Phoenicians. اوكي، الفينيقيون. طيب clear. So also إذا قلت أنا I'm reading a detective story، هل معنى بالضرورة أنه أنا في هذه اللحظة عم بقرأ قصة لها علاقة بالمباحث؟ لا، معناها أني أنا بدأت في قراءة القصة لكني لم أنتهي بعد. أوكي؟ أو أنه معناه أنه أنا الآن على صورة غير اعتيادية عم بقرأ قصة من هذا النوع، لأنه أنا عادة أقرأ قصص علمية أو فيكشن أو أدب. So you have to understand the other ways of expressing the meanings. Okay? Is that fine?
Yes, it is.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
No questions?
No.
Okay. طبعا في كمان استخدام خطر في بالي الآن جميل، ال present continuous له استخدام جميل اللي هو when you want to convey. ما أقول هذا الكلام اللي أنا عم بحكيه إذا مر معكم في الادفانسد جرامر، باعتبار أخذتوا ادفانسد جرامر فمفروض يكون مر عليكم الأمور هاي، مفروض تكون هذه الجلسة تبعي الآن مجرد إعادة تذكير بما ورد معكم في السابق. So we use the present continuous to convey emotional خلينا نسميها coloring. شو يعني coloring؟ مثلا such as irritation or anger، للتعبير عن شيء خارج عن العادة، مثلا لإبداء الضيق، فلان ضاق ذرعا بشخص ما. So we use here present continuous. مثلا he's always using a red pen. He's always coming late. اوكي، خاصة لما يترافق معها adverb of frequency، يكون في معها ظرف تكرار. adverb of frequency. هون صار معناها استخدام the present continuous للتعبير عن الضيق ذرعا بشخص ما أو الانزعاج منه، أنه فلان دائما ما بيكتب إلا بالقلم الأحمر، وبالتالي هذا مصدر إزعاج بالنسبة لي. He is always coming late. دائما بيتأخر، ولا مرة إجا على الموعد صح. أوكي؟ clear؟
Okay.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay. Now, the last one اللي هو عادة الشيء اللي انتم بتعرفوه instantaneous present, when we want to talk about instantaneous present. اوكي، وهذا يتم التعبير عنه اما بالpresent simple or present continuous او باستخدام present continuous. مثل ايش؟ انتبهوا معي. Like if for example we are talking about for example you are describing something like أعطيكم مثال like for example in football commentary في التعليق على مباريات كرة القدم. اوكي، او مثلا في الراديو commentary. اوكي، for example Bill passes to Gerard مثلا، يعني Bill مرر الكرة لجيرارد. Here usually, especially when we have commentary, we usually use present simple. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Okay. But if you're talking about نتحدث مثلا عن إجراء عملية جراحية أو إجراء تجربة في مختبر. So we say, as you see, I am مثلا weighing the mass of the substance. عبزين كتلة المادة. So here we use present continuous، أو بالأحرى هو هذا الاستخدام اللي أنتم تعرفوه فقط في استخدام present continuous. This is the most common one. للأسف نحن لما بنتعلم أو بيعلمونا ما بيقولونا إنه في حالات أخرى، مثل ما شفنا الآن الحالات الأخرى أكثر من الحالات السائدة. أوكي؟ clear؟
Okay.
طيب. Okay, so I will stop here talking about
Please, doctor, download this file.
grammar.
Yeah.
You want this file. Okay, طيب قبل أن نوريكم هذا الملف. Now we'll move to talk about vocabulary. This is part 2. Vocabulary. Last time we started talking about some relationships among words. We started with polysemy, synonymy, right, and collocations, and we talked about dictionaries, right? Today I want to talk about a very serious issue. اليوم بيتحدث عن قضية جدا مهمة، هو استخدام القاموس. كثير منكم بتجيب القاموس على قاعة الاختبار، وللأسف لما بتسلم الورقة بتلاقي عندها أخطاء كان يمكن لها أو له أن يتلافوها طالما القاموس معه. مثلا spelling mistakes، كثير أخطاء spelling mistakes. خطأ في استخدام الشكل الصحيح للفعل. مثلا بدل ما يكتبوا مثلا fought بيكتبوا fighted. طيب القاموس بإيدك، لو شيكت على كلمة fight راح يقول لك إنه البريزنت fight والpast fought. كثير أيضا من استخدام الأفعال يستخدم بطريقة خاطئة، يعني بيكون الفعل لازم ولكن أنتم بتستخدموه وبتعطوه مفعول به، وهذا خطأ. فكثير من الأخطاء تقعوا بها رغم أنه الحل بإيدكم لأنه القاموس معكم في الاختبار. فاليوم راح أعرض معاكم، سنتناول نبذة عن القواميس. المرة الماضية وعدتكم أني أخبركم عن القواميس الممتازة التي أنصح كل واحد منكم أن يكون عنده قاموس من هذا النوع. تمام؟ واللي ما عنده قاموس من هذا النوع يعني كما قال الإمام الشافعي كبر عليه 4 لوفاته. يعني مصيبة إنه الآن ما عندك قاموس من هذا النوع. I myself believe and I myself do recommend that you buy a paper dictionary. أرجوكم قاموس ورقي، من شان الله قاموس ورقي. القاموس الإلكتروني لا يعطيك المعلومات التي ستراها الآن، هذا أولا. ثانيا والأهم، قاموس الورقي بيعلمك أنك تتلافى الأخطاء spelling mistakes المتعلقة بتهجئة الكلمات. يعني كثر استخدامكم للقاموس الإلكتروني حرمك من تجربة أن تتهجأ الكلمة أكثر من مرة حتى تعثر عليها، وبالتالي أنت تستطيع أن تكتبها بشكل صحيح، لأن القاموس الإلكتروني يعطيك خيارات وأنت مباشرة تقوم بنقر هذه الكلمة التي وجدت مكتوبة أمامك جاهزة. مظبوط؟ right؟ طيب right بس كلام ها. اوكي طيب just a minute. Can you see the file because now I'm sharing a PowerPoint file.
No, doctor.
Sure.
100% sure.
Yes,
Yes,
Until
right
now?
now.
Okay. What do you see now? What do you see?
Use PowerPoint.
Okay, with 2 pictures, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the dictionary is not made only to provide you with meanings of words. Please stop using the bilingual dictionaries or even the trilingual dictionaries. معظمكم عنده هذا القاموس الإنجليزي إنجليزي عربي. This is not a good dictionary for people of your level. أنتوا الآن مختصين ترجمة، لازم يكون عندكم قاموس ورقي محترم. أوكي؟ طيب. Are we still here? Can you still see the slide?
No.
No? Why is that? Just a minute. Did we do anything wrong here? Okay. And now?
Yes.
You can see this, right? The definition?
Yes.
Okay. So by definition, a dictionary is a collection of words in one or more specific languages, often listed alphabetically, with usage information. So these are the pieces of information which you can get or obtain from a dictionary. Usage information, definitions, etymologies, though it is not available in all dictionaries, phonetics, pronunciations, and other information, or it is a book of words in one language with their equivalents in another. So the first definition, until the word information here, this applies to what we call monolingual dictionaries. نطلق عليه اسم monolingual dictionaries، هي القواميس أو المعاجم أحادية اللغة. لكن في التعريف الثاني a book of words in one language with their equivalents in another, this is called the bilingual dictionaries. Okay? It is an important tool of a good translator to have a dictionary. And as I mentioned, to practice translation, you need to get your own paper dictionary. So what information could a good dictionary provide to its user? Learning new words, the origin of a word, or what we call etymology, checking the parts of speech of a word, if this word is a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, etc. Learning multiple meanings of a word, and this is what we called last time polysemy, and learning how to pronounce a word. This is phonetics, right? And sometimes you are provided with sentences telling you how to construct or use the word in the correct way. You can see this? Yes? Can you see this? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so here we have dictionaries, and as you see, we have two forms. It is either paper dictionary or electronic. And these dictionaries could be unabridged or abridged. So unabridged is a full or complete one, which is always bigger, غير مختصر. The abridged one is the shorter one. Then we have monolingual and we have bilingual, if it is English English, or even we have Arabic Arabic, مختار الصحاح, تاج العروس, المحيط, إلى آخره. All these are monolingual in Arabic. And we have bilingual, المورد, ولا واحد شفت واحد جديد مع بعضكم امبارح الجزيرة ما بعرف شو. And we have dictionaries for general vocabulary, and we have some specialized dictionaries for certain fields of study. So for example, we have military dictionaries, we have dictionaries مثل ما حكيت لكم المرة الماضية. For example, I have a dictionary for Greek mythology, الأساطير الإغريقية، فقط يختص بالمصطلحات التي كانت تستخدم في الأساطير الإغريقية. We have that. We have dictionary for example, archaeology, علم الآثار. We have one for civil engineering, pharmacology, علم العقاقير. We have one for architecture, etc. Okay? So this is an actual page from dictionary. As you see here, we have, this is called entry or entry word. الكلمة التي تكشف عنها في القاموس, when you look up a word, نسميها entry or entry word. Okay? This is the pronunciation key. These are the phonetic symbols. So you can have a look at the first page of your paper dictionary to have a look at the key of pronunciation. And this is the part of speech, if this word is a noun. And this is the date of origin, when the first time this word was recorded in language. أول مرة سجلت هذه الكلمة في اللغة 1531. And then you have different meanings, A, B. And as you see here, you have an example sentence, a person of little education. So here, little education, this is how it is used in language. And then we have other forms of the word. Okay, here we have educational. This is another part of speech, which is an adjective. And we have educationally, which is an adverb. Okay, clear? طبعا other dictionaries can provide you with etymology, as I mentioned earlier, telling you that this is of French or Latin, Italian, Spanish origin, etc. Okay? I also promised last time to show you the most important dictionaries, and if you don't have one of these 5, at least one, then you need to get one. أرجوكم إذا ما عندكم واحد من هدول ال5 قواميس, على الأقل واحد, you need to have one of these. I myself have the 5 ones of these in addition to others. So please, at least you need to have one. Okay? Clear?
Okay, Dr. Clear.
دكتور.
Okay. These, as you see, are specialized dictionaries. So as you see here, just a dictionary of world history, تاريخ العالم, word of astronomy, okay, dictionary of sociology, physics, law. الطلاب اللي اخذين عندي ترجمه قانونيه اعطيتهم انا قاموس قانوني, right? Dictionary of civil engineering, هندسه مدنيه, قاموس طبي, قاموس دراسات اعلام, etc. Okay, and we have also of course encyclopedias. Okay, this is a paper encyclopedia Britannica. Okay, clear? So
Clear.
this is the first page of the first dictionary of the English language. هذه صفحة حقيقية من أول قاموس في اللغة الإنجليزية. Okay. As you see, it was published in 1613, 1613. Okay. Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
are you moving the presentation? Because I'm seeing the screen stuck.
Okay. What can you see now?
Just
The same slide. The first
the same slide.
Yes.
أي slide منهم؟
Oxford English Dictionary.
Sorry.
اللي فيه 5 قواميس ولا اللي وراها؟ لأنه أنا عرضت كمان قواميس تخصصية.
الشريحة رقم
Slide
6.
number 6.
Slide number 6.
هو نمبر 6 عندكم غير عندي لأنه أوكي. طيب القواميس ال5 ظاهرين عندكم شفتوهم؟
Yes.
طيب
أيوة.
القواميس التخصصية ظهرت عندكم ولا لا؟ هذه الصفحة
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
هاي ظهرت من أول ولا الآن أول مرة تشوفوها؟
Now.
Now.
شو شايفين الآن؟ Encyclopedias and some
Yes.
specialized dictionaries. Okay. So these are some specialized dictionaries. Okay. So if you are working with a certain field, like for example, law dictionary is needed if you're working on legal texts. If you're translating or reading a text in civil engineering, then you have to be having this dictionary. Okay. طيب الآن ظهر معكم الصفحة قديمة.
No.
This is actually, this is a shame. Now, what do you see?
Still not.
I move to another page.
And your voice
Doctor,
is
maybe
lagging.
it's because the connection.
Yes, maybe the connection.
Okay, now below is في سطر اسمه below is. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, doctor, we can see it right now.
شو مكتوب؟ Yes. شو مكتوب؟
Table alphabetical.
Okay. So as you see, I just want to show you that this is the first page, which was published in 1613. كان دكتور سامويل جونسون هو المؤلف هذا القاموس. And I want to show you something very interesting. Look at the word alphabetical. كيف كانت تكتب في ذلك الوقت؟ double L. في حين الآن تكتب L وحدة. Right? لاحظوا كلمة contain بدال ال I اللي تستخدم اليوم موجود Y. contain. شفتوها؟ الصورة واضحة عندكم؟ Yes.
Yes واضحة.
Yes.
Yes.
Doctor.
Okay, so as you see here, words used to be differently written in the past or spelled differently. Okay. طيب أنا راح أتوقف عن عرض هذا الملف لأنه شايف إنه عامل مشاكل. I just wanted to share with you some important things. Okay. Okay, can you see the Word file now?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Okay, so just back to talk about dictionaries, but I'm not going to use a PowerPoint file because I don't know, it makes things go slower. Of course, we have also dictionaries of synonyms في قواميس خاصة بالمترادفات dictionary of synonyms وفي قواميس of antonyms الكلمات والطباقات أو الكلمات وأضدادها وفي عنا قواميس جميلة جدا thesaurus مر معكم thesaurus قبل thesaurus is when words are arranged according to meaning under a broad heading. For example, تحت كلمة walk بيعطيك كلمات أخرى كلها تدور في نفس الفلك الدلالي لكلمة walk. مثلا راح تشوفوا كلمة plod، ممكن تشوف كلمة stroll، stride، كل الكلمات المتقاربة في المعنى. هذا بيسموه thesaurus وتجمع thesauri. Okay, thesauri. So if you probably you might feel very interested to buy one thesaurus. اللي عم يكتب في الشات يا جماعة الشات مو ظاهرة عندي. So if you have any question please shout and shoot your question. Okay. مثلا موضوع آخر موجود ممكن تلاقوه في القواميس اللي ورجيتكم إياها من شوي. You can get some regional alternatives. Some regional alternatives. يعني ما الكلمة التي تستخدم في for example in a certain variety. شو يعني variety? Language used in for example in the UK versus the USA. Variety. مثلا أنت جيت تشيك على كلمة مثلا نابي. نابي الله يكرمكم هو الحفاض سواء بامبرز ولا غيره. راح تلاقوا انه مكتوب جنبه كلمة UK. اذا هذه الكلمة تستخدم وين؟ في انجلترا. القواميس المحترمة راح يقول لك انه هذه الكلمة diaper تستخدم وين؟ in American English. So you are given the regional alternatives. Regional alternatives. Okay? Clear?
Clear.
طيب أحيانا يكون هناك للكلمة الواحدة أكثر من spelling صحيح. مثلا center in British English و center in American English. So this is also can be found. This is found in good dictionaries. It provides you with alternatives of spellings. Okay? واضح؟ مثلا كلمة encyclopedia مرت معنا من شوي. الكلمة بيعرف انه تكتب بهالشكل صح؟ But this is American. الإنجليز بيكتبوها بطريقة مختلفة. Okay? They write it this way. They write it this way. This is in British English. لذلك كثير منكم يتساءل إنه أنا بيطلع عندي كثير خطوط حمراء تحت بعض الكلمات. It is not because I'm writing them wrongly, but Word is accustomed to read and write American English, not British English, in spelling and in grammar. واضح؟ كمان in terms of pronunciation أحيانا بيعطيك اللفظين في كلمات في اللغة الإنجليزية تلفظ بشكلين مختلفين. هلا مثلا كلمة color in American English, it is written as color in British English. Right? فهذه أيضا بتشوفوها موجودة في القواميس. This is not a big deal. هذه مش شغلة كبيرة. But for example, the word, how do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce this?
Tomato.
What do you think?
Tomato.
So, it is pronounced as tomato in British English, tomato in British English, and tomato in American English. Okay? So all these are given in terms of pronunciation in the dictionary. Okay? واضح؟ مثلا في كلمات كثيرة نفس الكلمة تكون can be used as a verb and as a noun. طبعا مع اختلاف في اللفظ. مثلا كلمة record, this is noun, but record is a verb. So you need to check these words and to know how they are used. كمان القواميس الممتازة بتعطيك الريجستر. شو الريجستر؟ is the style of word. شو معناتها style of word؟ مثلا is this word formal or informal, or is it old fashioned, is it still being used or not، يعني تستخدم اليوم ولا لا. What else? Poetic أو literary. أحيانا بيقول لك used in magazines أو in news reports. كل هذه المعلومات تندرج تحت ما نطلق عليه اسم register. أوكي؟ clear؟ واضح؟
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So as you see, we have talked a lot about dictionaries and what useful information you can get from dictionaries. Okay? Is it fine? Any question? Yes? Any question?
No, doctor.
No, doctor.
No? Okay. طيب. The last part for today 5 دقائق ونخلص إن شاء الله. آخر جزء لليوم has to do with telling you the story مثل ما تعودنا of a proverb or an idiom. اوكي؟ المرة الماضية حكينا عن شو؟ مين بذكرنا شو حكينا آخر مرة؟ Yes؟ ما حدا متذكر؟ اوكي. طيب. حكينا على عقب أخيل if you still remember Achilles heel، وقلنا إنه المرادف لها feet of clay.
نقطة ضعف.
Exactly. Feet of clay or clay feet أو Achilles heel. Right? حكينا القصة المشهورة من الأساطير الأغريقية. Right? حكينا شو كان اسمها أمه وأبوه ونهر ستيكس. Do you still remember that or you forgot that?
Yes.
شو كان اسمها أمه؟
أمه ما أذكر بتنذكر القصة.
يا سلام، لازم تتذكروا أمه مشان لما نخطب له نكون نعرف النسل تبعه من أمه من أبوه. إليوس كان أبوه أمه ثيتس. You have to remember names to add authenticity to the information that you have. طيب اليوم راح نحكي على مصطلح to add insult to injury. مر معكم من قبل؟
Yes,
To
Doctor.
add insult to injury. شو معناه؟
زيادة الطين بلة.
بترجموها زاد الطين بلة or when you try when you try to make an already bad situation even worse by a second insulting act or remark. يعني مثل بنقول اجى لك حدا عماها. Okay?
Yes, I have heard this, Doctor, in القذافي speech, I think.
نعم when he
Yes.
tried to provide the translation to that.
Yeah.
طيب لكن اللي ما بيعرفوا القذافي انه من وين اجى هذا المصطلح, and this is why we are here today and what we want to talk about, because everybody would know what it means, but how it comes to language, how it has been borrowed into the English language, here lies the question. Okay, so actually people attribute this idiom to an ancient phrase, okay, which is traced back to a book of fables. Okay, إذن هذا المصطلح يمكن العودة فيه تاريخيا إلى قصة okay كتبها كاتب روماني رومان رايتر. شو كان اسمه هذا؟ اسمه كان فيدروس. اوكي فيدروس. هذه القصة كتبت عام 25 قبل الميلاد. في عام 25 قبل الميلاد. What happened in that story؟ أو شو كان اسم هذه القصة؟ هذه القصة كان اسمها The Bold Man and the Fly. الذبابة أو الأصلع والذبابة. Okay? What happened here? In that story, a man tries. بالمناسبة احنا الآن عم نحكي عن قصة، عم بعطيكم الآن تفاصيل قصة كتبت 25 قبل الميلاد. يعني إذا الآن 2021 وفوقها 25 يعني أقل شيء عمرها الآن قصة 2040 أو 2050 سنة، صح؟ ليش عم نستخدم البريزنت سيمبل في رواية القصة رغم أنها كتبت وحدثت في الماضي؟ قال لك هذا استخدام اسمه historic present. الهيستوريك بريزنت هو استخدام الزمن الحاضر البسيط present simple in narration في السرد القصصي. لما بدك تحكي ملخص قصة أو قصة حدثت في الماضي من المستحسن أن تستخدم present simple. أوكي هذا الاستخدام يسموه historic present. طيب نعود إلى قصتنا. In that story which was titled The Bold Man and the Fly, which was written by a Roman writer called Phaedrus in the year 25 BC. What happened in that story? That bold man, okay, tries to squash, to hit a fly or an insect which has already stung him on his bald patch. bald patch يعني الصلعة تبعه. حاول أن يضرب هذه الحشرة التي لدغته من صلعته. طبعا هي ما راح تكون موجودة، طبعا بتكون طارت وبالتالي بيكون ضرب نفسه، صح ولا لا؟ So the fly escapes the blow. هذه الذبابة أو هذه الحشرة هربت من الضربة escapes the blow and mocks him for wanting to avenge the bite. وسخرت منه لأنه أراد أن ينتقم للدغة التي لدغته إياها على صلعته. Right? Clear? So to the injury of the sting. إذن إضافة إلى اللدغة التي تركتها على صلعته أضاف عليها أنه ضرب نفسه في محاولة لقتل تلك الذبابة. ومن هنا ظهر to add insult to injury. أوكي؟ واضح؟
أيوة ما شاء الله.
ما شاء الله على الدبانة ولا ما شاء الله على الأصلع؟
ما شاء الله لما طلعت الكلمة.
Okay, good. So this is the end today. So I hope I have kept my promise and my word of giving you the 3 sessions or the 3 divisions of this session. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've got new information today. Do you want this file?
Yes,
Yes,
sure, Doctor.
absolutely, doctor, please.
Yes, of course, doctor.
بس حب التملك. Yes, of course. لكن ما حدا راح يفتحه ولا حدا راح يقرأ أي كلمة منه، صح؟
لا والله. It's so
I
interesting.
know. طيب. طيب هذا الملف راح نعطيه لمين حتى يوزعوا عليكم؟ Because I don't think everybody here is in our class. I think everybody here is in our class. Yes. Okay. وبالنسبة للتسجيل راح نخليه متاح.